It's amazing, how well you can do in investing really with what I would call outside information. But we've gotten a lot of ideas from annual reports. I find inside information, I'm not sure how useful that is, but outside information, there's all kinds of information around as to businesses, and you don't have to understand all of them, and you just have to understand the ones that you're thinking about getting in, and you can do it but nobody will do it for you. In my view, you can't read Wall Street reports and get anything out of them. You have to do it yourself and get your arms around it. I don't think we've ever gotten an idea, in 40 years from a Wall Street report, but we've gotten a lot of ideas from annual reports. The main thing that they can't mandate in annual reports, I like to know as much as I can about the person that's running it and how they think about the business and what's really going on in the business. If I owned half of a company but was away for a year and I had a partner who owned the other half, when I came back, that he would tell me about what had taken place during the past year and what he foresaw coming up and all of that. That is what I think the purpose of the report is. I mean, if it's a sales document, I'm less interested. And I don't see any way to mandate what I'm talking about. For what I'm trying to do as I read reports, I like to understand just generally what's going on in all kinds of businesses. If we own stock in a company in an industry and there are 8 other companies that are in the same industry, I want to own or be on the mailing list for the reports for the other 8, because I can't understand how my company is doing unless I understand what the other 8 are doing. I want to have the perspective in terms of market share, or their margins, or the trend of margins, or all kinds of things. I can't be an intelligent owner of a business unless I know what all the other businesses in that industry are doing. And so I try to get that information out of a report. Over the years, I found reading a lot of reports to be quite useful in terms of making business decisions at Berkshire. If we own a whole of a business, I want to own shares in all of the competitors just to keep track of what's going on, and I want to be able to intelligently evaluate how our managers are doing that, and I can't do that unless I know the industry backdrop against which they're working. On average, in a business we're really interested in, even though we know what to skip to some extent, what to read, I mean, it's going to be 45 minutes or an hour on a report, and if there are 6 or 8 companies in the industry, that's going to be 6 or 8 hours. The way you learn about businesses is by absorbing information about them, thinking it, deciding what counts and what doesn't count, relating one thing to another. And you can't get that by looking at a bunch of little numbers on a chart bobbing up and down about or reading market commentary and periodicals or anything of the sort. That just won't do it. You've got to understand the businesses. That's where it all begins and ends.